Hi guys, just at the first advert break of the first episode of the second season of Liar, starring Ewan Grufford, or to say it in Welsh, Ewan Grufford. And just as we went to commercial break, Ewan Grufford's character was putting on a baseball cap in the dark, so you know it's going to be very serious and very dramatic. I was kind of wondering how they were going to bring his character back for a second season. And of course, within the first 5 minutes, you realise how they're going to do it by telling the story in flashbacks. So you can see things you didn't see the first time, which is a little bit of a lame device, I suppose. And, yeah. So we join Laura as she's back at her normal teaching job. This time she's with a different boyfriend, the guy we saw at the end of the first season, who's called David. And David is a nice man. He's not like Andrew. And we know that David is nice because David is a bit chubby, like me, and he has a beard, a bit like me. And we know that all chubby, bearded men are nice. And then, of course, the police are investigating the death of Andrew, and they're coming to question Laura about what she knew, blah, blah, blah. And leading the investigation is a badass DI from the London Met called Karen, who I'm sure during the scene, her first scene with Laura, called Andrew Adam, but let's pretend that didn't happen. So that's where we are. So far, so meh, really, because I'm not really sure how they're going to make it that dramatic, to be honest, because it's like, well, we know Ewan Grufford's character's dead. Andrew's dead. So, I don't know, I just think telling it in flashbacks and mixing with present day might get a little bit confusing. But never mind. Let's see how it goes. I'll update you when I get to the second commercial break. By the way, I'm not doing this to camera because I thought if I film myself watching the show, ITV will probably pull it because it'll have lots of footage from the show in and they wouldn't like that. So that's why I'm doing it this way. I'm at the second commercial break now, and if you like boats, then you'll really love this bit of the show because in this bit of the show, we see Andrew hiding in a boat, a yacht. Supposedly his yacht, but we later find out it actually belongs to a friend of his. Ooh, clever Andrew. I have to say, the boat he's hiding in is a bit like a TARDIS. I mean, how on earth he's managing to stand upright in that boat is beyond me, because if it's anything like a normal yacht, you won't be able to stand up in it. But never mind, that's not important. It just seems to be massively roomy inside the boat. But yes, basically we're seeing the police pursue him before he eventually gets murdered by someone. Oh, who killed him? Who killed him? And we're reconnecting with the older characters from the series, present day, as they learn of Andrew's death. It's quite, I don't know, I'm not particularly gripped at all, and I'm quite bored right now because I feel like the problem is there's no overarching menace to this, because the threat that kept the first series so addictive in a way is gone. Andrew's dead, so no one's being assaulted, no one's being raped or attacked. So there's no real menace to this. It's just basically an investigation into who murdered a rapist and sexual predator, which is just a bit uninteresting, to be honest. But maybe it'll get better as it goes on. We'll see, but that's where we are now. Ahoy. Okay, well, I've just finished the first episode, and in the last 20-30 minutes, they kind of ramped up the drama a bit, tried to make it a bit more exciting, which was okay, but I don't think it was particularly gripping. I think the show is kind of struggling from that second season problem, in that the first season was fine. There were lots of bits in the first season where I thought, okay, that's quite a major plot hole there, but I'll forgive it because I'm gripped. But I do feel that with this second season, they're going to really struggle to keep this gripping, to keep us coming back for more, because, as I said earlier, the main protagonist is dead. So there's no reason to kind of follow this anymore. The bad guy's gone. There's no bad guy anymore. He's dead. But I suppose they want to find out who killed the bad guy. But I do feel like, well, even if we find out who killed Andrew, does it really matter? because he's dead. He's not going to hurt anyone now. He can't kill it. I don't know. It just seems a bit odd. It seems like they're really kind of struggling to kind of construct a story around a menace that's not there anymore. And do I care enough about the characters left behind? I don't know. Go on Twitter tonight. There's a lot of people tweeting about it, saying the main problem they're having is they can't actually remember what happened. And of course, there was only like a 30-second roundup in the beginning rather than a very extensive roundup, so it was very difficult to remember who was who and how the characters intertwined. In fact, there was a couple of characters who I didn't even remember at all, and I wondered if they were actually from another ITV series I'd seen at another time, 2 years ago, which doesn't make sense at all, and it's very confusing. But for me, it was like kind of putting a new book cover on the same book and trying to make it look like, oh, this is a different kind of book, but actually you open it and realise it's the same book, you know. And I see this all the time. I mean, it's a bit of a weird example, but I can give you an example because I'm a Christian. You know, people always bring out new Bibles, and they always try and put different covers on new Bibles to make them look, wow, interesting, enticing. But when you open it, you realise, no, it's just a Bible. And it's a bit like that, you know. It's season 2. It's different. It's different. It's going to be amazing. But then you kind of watch it and think, it's still got the same kind of plot holes, quite odd lines here and there. And the first season started off quite gripping, but this didn't really start off. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do with it. But there we go. I'll try it again maybe next week and the week after and give you my thoughts then. Bye.